Welcome to the Matt Allen Show Thanksgiving video series where we explore all the recipes I've talked about for years on the radio. I'm actually making them for you to see and giving you the recipes so you can see how I do it and maybe replicate it in your house before the holiday. So we are going to do the stuffing today. The stuffing is one that is absolutely hands down a food that's tied to memories. This is my Nana's stuffing. My Nana died about 4 years ago, and I kind of learned how to replicate her stuffing. And this is one that she used to stuff in the turkey. Now, people say it's kind of dangerous and weird to do a turkey stuffing because it dries out the turkey and makes you cook it longer. So what I do is I actually put this in a casserole dish and I cook it in the oven with the turkey underneath it, not stuffed in the bird. But I'm going to show you how to do it. The secret ingredient to this that I tell everybody, and when people hear it, they're like, what? I've said it on the radio for years. The secret ingredient, ketchup. I'm telling you, ketchup. Weird, right? I know. I'm just saying, if you try this, you will love it. This is chorizo stuffing. For those of you who aren't Portuguese, don't know what chorizo is. Chorizo is a beautiful sausage that's made by Portuguese people. You live in New England, you live in Rhode Island, you can find it in every grocery store, maybe even in gas stations. I prefer gas bars. Use any kind of chorizo you want. And I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to go through the ingredients first. It's so easy to do. It just literally fry everything up in a pot, throw some old bread on it, and rock and roll. All right, so I'm going to get to the ingredients and I'll show you how we do it. All right, 4 ingredients. What we have here is we have some chorizo, Portuguese sausage. I like gas bars. This is not gas bars. It's another brand, but just chop it up small and go right ahead and use that. You get 3 garlic cloves chopped up fine. You get 1 large onion chopped up. This is day-old Italian bread. Use any kind of day-old bread. I ripped it up and I put it on the sheet pan and let it sit out overnight. So you can go ahead and use that way. Obviously, the secret ingredient is ketchup. I like Hunt's ketchup. There is Bell's poultry seasoning here, probably about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. You can use any kind of brand you want. It's just a mixture of spices. And that is pimenta moída. It's crushed red pepper that's pickled. You can get it in the store. And then, of course, some parsley flakes. You can use fresh parsley, but I do not like fresh parsley because it's a pain. So we'll take all this and I'll show you how we do it. All right, before you get to the stove, what you want to do is you want to take this day-old bread and you want to soak it in water. So what I do is I put it in a bowl, stuff it all here in a bowl. It's kind of dry because I let it sit out all night long in this sheet pan just to get it to become stale. Or you can get stale bread actually at the store. And then just pour enough water on it so that it all soaks in. Warm water, doesn't matter what kind of water it is. Just soak it in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to let this soak for a while, and then you're going to drain it off as much as possible, kind of press it off. And then, we're going to use this in the actual mixture after we cook it through. So just so everything's kind of softened with the water is all you're looking for. And then we'll take it to the stove and I'll show you what we do with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so we preheat our oven to about 375 if you're going to bake this eventually in the oven by itself. If you want to do it with the turkey, I usually cook my turkey at 350, so I put it in underneath the turkey in a separate rack in a casserole dish at 350. So you want to do that, you can do that. But my oven's preheating to 375 right now. I also have this Dutch oven with olive oil in it going on medium heat so that it's nice and heated up. And I'm going to add in my various aromatics and the sausage. So I got the chorizo going in. Careful, don't splatter yourself. I've got the onions going in. And of course the garlic. I like lots of garlic. Some people, you can do it. Oh, by the way, all this stuff, it's all cooking. None of it is, rocket science. Put that over there. So if you want to, do something according to your taste, you don't like garlic, you don't like, something like I put in here too much, then don't put it in. All right, so we saute this around to get this nice and browned and soft. And then what we'll do is whenever I start to cook something, I put a little salt in it. You can do that again to your taste because people like to do salt at their own levels. And freshly ground pepper. The salt helps break down the onions. The pepper gives you obviously a balance of flavor. And we just saute this down until the onions are translucent. And the chorizo has some color on it and lets out some of its beautiful juices. And then we put in the bread. And the bread as you know, has been soaking. We'll strain that off and just, try and push as much water out of it as we can and mix it all together. All right, as you can see, the onions are starting to get soft. They're cooking down. I will have to admit something to you. I said I like Gaspar's Charisse. This is not Gaspar's. This is all I had in the house. I accidentally bought some alternative brand Charisse. This is, usually you'll see this would be much redder because the Gaspar Charisse is much redder and is a superior Charisse to what I'm using in here. So obviously, I had this in the house for this purposes of this video. And so this will not taste exactly like it's supposed to with this kind of Charisse. But if you buy the Gaspars, as my grandmother used to say, I like Gaspars. That's what my Nana used. So what we're going to do is now we'll take the poultry seasoning. Get Bell's is like the famous one. I put this in here. Whatever you want. Again, you want to put more, put more. I may adjust this because I know how I like the taste of it. So again, it's not going to help you much because why? Because you don't know what it's supposed to taste like, but I do. So when I say supposed to, that's what my Nana made it. But you can make your own. You can adjust your own flavor profile. This is what I told you. It's called pimenta moída. It's a Portuguese crushed red pepper. It's hot, so I'm going to put about half this amount. I put too much in there. I like to adjust it. Sometimes I'll put a little bit more, especially since the Charisse is a little spicy. But that's the real secret flavor, besides, of course, the secret ingredient, which is the ketchup. All right, so I like to let this cook a little bit. You see, like you get the nice color on the onions, and then with the oil. And then what we do is we shut this off, right? And then we just go get our bread, and we stick our bread in there. And then we're going to add a little bit the secret ingredient, which is the ketchup. Oh, and I almost forgot. I want to put a little parsley flakes. You want to do fresh parsley? You can. I use dried parsley. What do I need to mess with the fresh parsley for? My grandmother would kill me because she used fresh parsley. I don't like parsley that much, so I just put a little bit in just for the tradition of it more than anything. Okay. All right, so then we take our bread, like I told you, it's been soaked in water, and we strain all the water off of it. We dump it in here, put it in, and we mix it all up. Put this out of the way. The thing I love about Dutch ovens is that they retain heat. The thing I hate about Dutch ovens is they retain heat. So you got to be careful when you touch them. I need an oven mitt or something over here. So we mix it all together. See the spices in there. Oh, the smells. My God, the smells of this. Now, I've told you many times, folks, that I don't eat flour or sugar anymore. That's including on Thanksgiving. We've never, ever, my wife and I have never strayed from not eating flour and sugar. So this stuff, I'm not going to show you on camera, but very often when I know, I make this for my other part of my extended family that comes over for Thanksgiving. So I will have to taste it and then spit it out so I don't eat it. So I make sure it's correct for the family. It's kind of gross. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it. I'm not eating it. So you mix this up thoroughly, and then here comes the secret ingredient. This is ketchup. Okay? You can use Heinz, whatever you want. I use Hunt's. I like to use Hunt's. This is actually not Hunt's. This is actually what I had in the house is some kind of off-brand organic ketchup, which tastes like Hunt's. So if you want to guarantee that you get Hunt's, just go buy some Hunt's. That's my favorite, but use whatever you want. I don't care. There's no brand specific. We put it in there. Put this to the side. And it's going to look like an orange-ish color when it's done. I know it sounds weird. I know it's bizarre. Some of you are kind of going, what in the heck? Just try it. Ooh, I made a big mess. Just try it, because I'm telling you, it adds a sweetness. It adds a vinegary flavor to it. It almost caramelizes to a certain extent when you have it in the oven. When you bake this, now I can actually hold the pot. I can actually stir it like a professional, not like a jabroni. And again, you're going to taste this. You can adjust the flavor if you'd like to. A little more ketchup, a little more of the poultry seasoning if you like that. And it looks gross right now because it's just a big blobby mess. But the fact of the matter is, once you bake this and you get a crust on the bottom and on the top, glory, glory, hallelujah, you'll love this. And this, for me, is, most of the time when you're talking about Thanksgiving dishes or you're talking about some kind of special cookie for a holiday, the bite is memories, right? The flavor, there's nothing that can take you into a place for memories like food. It's attached to love. It's attached to the memories of your loved ones. It's attached to the people that are no longer with you. So it's not even like I can point to one memory. It's all of them all at once when I smell this. And I'm just so glad that I got to learn from my Nana before she passed on, that I got to learn how to do this. And so while it may not be exactly the way she does it, it's enough of a way for me to remember her. And hopefully for those of you out there, you know, that's what all this is about. So if you have that special recipe, if you have somebody you know that's in your family that they make this wonderful dish for Thanksgiving or for Christmas, take the time to learn how to do it. Because, you know, sometimes what happens is they're not around forever. And then those memories and those legacies are lost. I highly recommend it. Learn how to do the things. Even if they don't teach you, they don't want to teach you, just try and watch them. And then you can learn how to do it and pass those memories on to your kids. And then maybe someday they'll do the same thing. All right, so we're going to put this into a casserole dish and stick it in the oven and bake it until it's nice and crispy and golden brown on top and even on the bottom. And it's all those chewy, crispy bits plus the warm, gooey center. It turns into like this little like custardy type thing in the middle. Oh, it's heaven, absolute heaven. All right, so this is what it looks like in the casserole dish. So we put this, you know, let me show you real quick just so you can see what it looks like. You know, the casserole dish itself is, you know, a couple inches deep, but this is a thin layer. But if you can make it bigger, you want to. But the secret is you want to get a nice top crusty layer and a nice, even like a crusty bottom layer. So I'll put this in, like I said, 375. And cook it till you have the amount of crust that you want. It could be half an hour, 45 minutes probably, maybe an hour. Very often I throw it in and I just cook it with the turkey for an hour or two, and until I can tell it and look at it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done, and then you'll finally see the final product. And this is what the final product looks like. And you can see if you wanted to go longer on the top to make more of a browner crust, you could do that. It really is good. And I recommend you you can take this all out of here and mix it up so that everybody gets little bits of the chewy, crusty parts, or just take it out and just serve it like this and give little pieces to everybody. Anyway, it's fantastic. I hope you'll enjoy it. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the stuffing. Hope you try it. I mean, you can bring, everybody likes to have the traditional stuff that you have at your table, but then maybe you can bring a little extra of something else and say, hey, maybe try this. And maybe it'll become a tradition. I hope you do. I enjoy it. It's memories for me. Don't forget to check out the description for the recipe, for the amounts of everything. We'll put it all there. I hope you've enjoyed these videos for this series. Check out the other videos that are out there as well, for all the different recipes. And please don't forget to tune in on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We're doing our annual Thanksgiving Day show where we'll talk all about these recipes and your recipes and the kind of things that you like to make. We'll talk all about it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.